Tomorrow night, for the 29th time, the road to WrestleMania officially begins with the Royal Rumble. Hello, friends. It's Ridiculously Over Anthony Floyer here with you for our 2016 Royal Rumble preview edition of the Wrestling Forum. We are delighted to have you with us on this very snowy Saturday night, to say the very least. Well, at least in our parts. So I am joined by the Phenom, the one and only Mr. Michael Bullock, and of course, no Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher. He will not be joining us tonight due to work commitments. However, he will be with us on his channel, BraceFan95, tomorrow night when we recap the Royal Rumble event, our complete recap. And you know we're going to dissect every nook and cranny of that event. You better believe it. So, and we'll get into it here tonight as well. So let's get into it. The 2016 Royal Rumble will be live tomorrow night from the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida, or as I like to call it, the new arena, and the home of the Orlando Magic of the NBA. That's where this Royal Rumble will be tomorrow night. History will be made. It's very simple. Because for the first time, a WWE World Heavyweight Champion will be defending that very title against 29 other men in the Royal Rumble match. It's the second time overall that the title is on the line in the Rumble match. 1992, of course. That was Nature Boy Ric Flair. We'll get more into that when we get into the Royal Rumble match. So, with all that said, let's dive right in. And we're going to get into the pre-show fight, which Michael Bullock informed me of the other day during one of our afternoon drives, of course. And here it is. It's going to be the Ascension versus the Dudley Boys versus Mark Henry and Jack Swagger versus Damian Sandow and Darren Young. And whichever team wins this fatal four-way tag team match, those two men will be eligible to enter the Royal Rumble match. So high stakes in this one. All right, we already know the Dudleys are an established tag team. Well, the most established tag team of all time. Of course, the Ascension, they're an established team, although they've had no success in WWE whatsoever. I mean, which is sad, but you know it is true. Even though they were the longest running NXT tag team champions of all time. And we also have two randomly thrown together tag teams. Mark Henry and Jack Swagger, very random. But even more random is Damian Sandow and Darren Young. I'm very surprised it's not Darren Young with Titus O'Neil as part of the Primetime Players, but there must be something going on with that, I guess. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be a solid match. It'll be all right for what it is. It's tough to pick a winner here, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go with the Dudleys. I like the Dudleys in this match. I think Bubba and Devon will win this match, and they will gain entry into the Royal Rumble match. So let's face it, the Ascension, going nowhere. Sandow and Young, I really don't think they're going to make it. Henry and Swagger are the only other real team I could see possibly winning this. But let's face it, I think they're going to want the star power. And, of course, the Dudleys, the most successful and established tag team of all time. So you got to go with those damn Dudleys to win this particular match. So I'm going with the Dudleys in this match. So, Michael Bullock, you informed me of this match the other day. So your thoughts on it, and who do you have? Which team do you have gaining entry into the Royal Rumble match? Michael Bullock, it's all yours. Bullock, unmute you, Mike.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Hello, friends. This is the Phenom Mike Bullock here for our Royal Rumble preview. Delighted to be here as always. Yeah. Who'd you pick, Florio, to win this? Florio.
Yeah, I got the Dudleys winning.
Oh, you got the Dudleys winning. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah. I think this could be an all right match. I mean, it won't be anything special, but yeah, the Ascension. Yeah, you can assure that they're not going to win this one. And I am a little surprised that they have Darren Young and Damian Sandow being teamed up. I thought it would be, of course, the primetime players with Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, but it is what it is. So to me, I got the I got to agree with you, Anthony. I got the Dudley Boys winning this one and going on to be in the Royal Rumble match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship because, of course, of the experience. So with that being said, Florio, let's get to the main card of this 2016 Royal Rumble.
All right. Let's see. Now we go into the main card of the Royal Rumble event, and we're going to start it off with the rubber match for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It will be Alberto Del Rio defending the title against Kalisto. This is indeed the rubber match. So, Michael Bullock, who do you have in the rubber match? Do you have Alberto Del Rio retaining the United States Heavyweight Championship, or do you have Kalisto becoming a two-time champion?
Well, let's see. I mean, this basically all started, with Kalisto challenged Alberto Del Rio for the United States Championship, and then of course, Kalisto basically surprised us all on that Monday Night Raw, where Kalisto won the United States Championship, and this is something I didn't expect, and something Florio I think didn't expect, and I'm sure Derek and Fletcher didn't expect. But and then of course they had the rematch, of course, at on SmackDown, and of course Del Rio retained the title with a little help from the League of Nations. So now we get the rubber match. So I mean, to me, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I mean, I want to see Kalisto get a nice run with the United States Championship. It would be a welcome breath of fresh air when it comes to this, but somehow I get this feeling that Alberto Del Rio is going to win this one, and that's who I'm going with. Alberto Del Rio is going to retain the United States Heavyweight Championship. Why? Because I think we're going to get a little chicanery from the League of Nations. I mean, but but you never know. He might win it. I mean, Del Rio could win it cleanly, but I'm. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. I think we're going to get a little chicanery from the League of Nations. So Alberto Del Rio will win and retain the United States Heavyweight Championship. Florio, I give it to you.
Yeah, to me, I think this is going to be the one of the fights of the night. I'm going to say this will probably be the third best fight of the night, if I'm being honest with you, because of the body of work of these two guys. I mean, should be a great matchup here. I'm thinking we could get a 3 to 3.5 star match easily out of these two. I mean, the matches we had on Raw and SmackDown were both fight of the nights indeed. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would love to see Kalisto, win the title again. I mean, he never should have lost it in the first place. I mean, Bullock and I, we're going to be honest with you. I mean, we may be, wily veterans ourselves, but we would just love to see one time. We would just love to see a younger talent, start, get us, a slow and steady push, to the main event scene. And I would love
like
for that
Kalisto.
to happen. Yeah, like Kalisto. You're right. I mean, there are other great young
there are
talents.
A whole bunch of other names. I mean, we probably would be taking a whole lot of time if we went down all the names.
It's a laundry list. Let's just say it like that. It's a laundry list. That's all there is to say about it. And, but yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I guess they were just trying to go for ratings. I guess maybe he didn't equal the ratings. I guess I don't know, but at the end of the day, though, I mean, it's going to be a great matchup here. I mean, these two have worked so well together over these last few weeks, and as much as I want to see Kalisto get there again, you have to go with Alberto Del Rio to successfully defend. I mean, we all know the League of Nations. I mean, they're going to have their fingerprints all over this Royal Rumble event, and I think they want to have at least one member hold a championship, going into, as we officially start the road to WrestleMania on this event. So I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to agree with Michael Bullock, and I am going to go with Alberto Del Rio to successfully defend the United States Heavyweight Championship in what should be, like I said, a 3 to 3.5 star match, and I will consider it the third best fight of the night on my scorecards. So with that said, we're going to move on to our next match as part of the Royal Rumble event, and I'm going to start it off. For the WWE Tag Team Championship, the New Day will be defending against the Usos. I'm thinking fourth best fight of the night here. I'm thinking we're going to get probably a 2.5 to 3 star match at the absolute best. I mean, the Usos, we all know the story of this. The Usos won the 2015 Slammy Award for Tag Team of the Year, which I still consider ridiculous, considering that they were, I believe it was Jey Uso who was out darn near half the year with an injury, and Jimmy Uso, of course, was spending his summer, working as a color analyst on SmackDown with Tom Phillips.
Florio, before you clear that, I mean, this is nothing against the Usos. I mean, they're a good tag team.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
We just want to be careful. We don't want to rub it the wrong way with anybody, because they'll probably be like, what? So are you trying to say they're not a good tag team?
Yeah, we don't want to draw the ear of PC Principle from South Park. Good grief. I mean, that's the last thing we need. But
nonetheless. I just wanted to bring that up with you, Florio.
Of course. Absolutely no disrespect whatsoever to the Usos. They're a wonderful tag team. 2014, they totally deserved to win that award. They were far and away the best tag team in 2014. But when it came to 2015, they weren't, because, like I said, Jey Uso was out like damn near half the year with an injury. Jimmy Uso was working as a color commentator on SmackDown with Jerry the King Lawler and two different play-by-play guys in Tom Phillips and Rich Brennan. And he was working that SmackDown I went to last summer. But nonetheless, and then, of course, you got the New Day, who, in my honest opinion, should have been the tag team of the year in 2015. But that just goes to show you, like I said, the Slammy Awards are nothing but a popularity contest. It's as simple as that. But, I can go on and rant about that another day. But for right now, it's going to be a solid matchup here. I mean, on Raw and SmackDown this week, they had some good matches. I mean, I think they were in a 6-man tag. This past Thursday night on SmackDown, they were involved in a 6-man tag match. New Day went up against the Usos and Dolph Ziggler, and it was a very good 6-man tag team match. I can honestly say that was the fight of the night on that last SmackDown, that go home SmackDown. Very good match. Solid 3.5 stars, easy. And then they had the singles match, the preview match on Raw Monday night. I think it was Jey Uso against Big E Langston, and Big E won that with the big ending. And that was a solid 2.5 to 3 star fight there, as I recall. So I think that's exactly what we're going to get here. It should be a solid matchup here. It's very tough to call. I mean, there's that. My gut is telling me the New Day are going to successfully defend the titles, whereas my heart is telling me that the Usos are going to get the three-peat and become 3-time co-holders of the Tag Team Championship. After reading a review or a preview column, a very good preview column, as a matter of fact, it's kind of like a flip of the coin, if you will. But you could say it's somewhat like a flip of the coin. But at the end of the day, though, the consensus is the consensus of that article went with the New Day. I think only like 1 or 2 people gave the Usos a chance to win the titles, but almost everybody except for like 1 or 2 went with the New Day to retain, and they're the hot thing in the tag team division right now. So a somewhat of a flip of the coin. And yes, this coin this pseudo coin, if you will, I'm not really flipping a coin here, but I promise you, if it was, it would flip. Unlike that coin in that Green Bay, Arizona game a week ago, where it didn't flip. So you know that story. But nonetheless, I'm going with the New Day to successfully defend the tag team championships. I wouldn't be surprised if we get New Day shenanigans via Xavier Woods, and they're still mourning the death of that trombone. Please give me a break. That's as corny and lame as I've ever seen. So I wouldn't be surprised if that plays into the fight. I hope it doesn't, but with our luck, it probably will. So, but at the end of the day, I got the New Day winning it nonetheless. Heel shenanigans. Xavier Woods, difference maker. So with that said, Bullock, I got the New Day retaining. Do you have New Day retaining, or do you have the Usos becoming the new champions via the three-peat?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I really want the Usos to become the new tag team champions, but to be quite honest, the New Day they've had a good run with the tag team titles, and to me, I just don't. And to me, I'm going with the New Day to retain the tag team titles. I think we're gonna get some New Day shenanigans. So uh, yeah. So there's really nothing more for me to say except yeah. So give me the New Day to retain the tag team titles. So with that being said, Florio, let's move on to our next match.
And by the way, every match on this card is a championship match. I mean, how cool is that? So next up, Michael Bullock, you're going to be starting off on this. And I know this is a match you have a major vested interest in. For the Divas Championship, Charlotte, accompanied by her father, the two-time Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, defending the title against former friend and tag team partner Becky Lynch. Michael Bullock, I know this is a match that you've got major vested interest in. So your thoughts on this highly anticipated Divas Championship rematch. They met on Raw, a number of weeks ago for the title. Charlotte won via, Flair shenanigans. You know how much I love the Flair shenanigans. I actually do. So with that said, does Charlotte retain? Or does Becky Lynch realize her dream and finally becomes the Divas Champion? Your thoughts, man. This is the one you've been waiting for.
Yes, this is the one I've definitely been waiting for. Of course, of course, once upon a time, Charlotte and Becky Lynch were like friends when they, of course, came up from NXT to, of course, be part of PCD, of course, with Paige, and now here they are fighting each other for the title. Of course, this whole thing started when, of course, Charlotte started using some shenanigans by, of course, her father, the only two-time Hall of Famer, Ric Flair, and she basically like started like questioning her, like, "Oh, why are you doing this? Oh, why?" And then of course, Charlotte's been it's basically like a changed woman. So yeah, of course, Charlotte retaining the title, of course, with the Flair shenanigans, and so yeah, this has a chance to be a really good, solid Divas title match. I don't know. I want to go with Becky Lynch, but another part of me just telling me to go with Charlotte. So I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to go with Charlotte to win and retain the Divas title. Why? Because I think we're going to get more Flair shenanigans in this case, involving the Nature Boy Ric Flair. So Charlotte wins, retains the Divas title, and Florio, do you want me to read Michael Fletcher's predictions?
Oh, I forgot to do that. Yeah, I was.
I can take care of that.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do the pre-show, so he says Kalisto is going to win the U.S. title. He's got the New Day retain the tag team titles, and he's got Becky Lynch becoming the new Divas champion. So just wanted to run that part down. So now, Florio, it's yours.
Okay. Um, I'm in the same boat as you, Bullock. I mean, I think you just had you just had a gut and heart situation. You went with your gut. Your gut was telling you Charlotte. Your heart was telling you Becky Lynch. Am I right?
Yeah,
That's what you were going for. Yeah, I figured. So yeah, this should be a very good Divas championship match. I mean, we all know. I mean, the match they had, a few weeks ago. I mean, this rivalry is really, really getting, really picking up steam here. It's really getting good. I mean, Becky Lynch, issued the challenge on a couple weeks ago on the SmackDown, and then, well, that was in a backstage segment with Renee Young, and then, of course, this past Monday night, she issued the challenge right to Charlotte's face after an easy win over Brie Bella, and then she's like, I want a shot at your title. Charlotte said no, but then Becky Lynch, goaded Ric Flair into a lot of insults about Ric Flair, and like a typical challenger would do, after a champion tells them no and everything else, try to get under the skin of the champ, try to work up the champ, good enough to where the champ finally breaks down and says yes. That's exactly what happened here with Becky Lynch. So but it was Ric Flair who accepted the challenge on behalf of Charlotte, and Charlotte had that look on her face like, what? Are you kidding me? What gives you the right to accept this match on my behalf? It was almost like that. It was like one of those looks. We said it on the forum Monday night. If looks could kill, and that's exactly what it was. And but nonetheless, I mean, the matches these two have been great. I mean, there was that one match in particular that really blew us away, and then the championship match, which Charlotte won. That debut SmackDown, where Charlotte won, thanks in large part to Ric Flair. And this is another one where I'm torn. I mean, I'm in the same situation here. My heart tells me Becky Lynch wins, but at the same time, my gut is telling me Charlotte. And the preview article that I've read, basically we had another consensus going with the champion to retain, and I think it was like an 8-3 margin in favor of Charlotte, and I can't go against that. So I'll be honest with you. I would love to see Becky Lynch win the Divas Championship. I think she's the best diva right now to not wear the title. It would be a great moment to see Becky Lynch win the title. But Charlotte, she's held it since Night of Champions and in September, and I forgot to mention New Day has held the tag team titles since SummerSlam, and they haven't lost them yet. And you got Charlotte, who ended the 301-day run of Nikki Bella as Divas champion last September at the Night of Champions in Houston. She's held it since, in 4 months, good run. But yeah, I mean, when you have a guy like Ric Flair running around, dirtiest player in the game, one of my all-time favorites, everybody knows this. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the difference maker yet again. So after what I think will be a very good match, probably another 2.5 to 3, maybe better, we'll see. I am going with Charlotte to successfully defend the Divas Championship. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Becky Lynch won, but at the same time, we have to think realistically. So I'm going with Charlotte to successfully defend the Divas Championship. Next up here on the Royal Rumble preview show, here we go. Last man standing match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Dean Ambrose defending against Kevin Owens. Normally on a normal pay-per-view, I would say this would be the fight of the night, but I'm only going to say I think this will only be the second best fight of the night. I think it's going to be the best fight on the undercard, no doubt about it. But as far as this is concerned, I mean, this is the back and forth one here. I mean, it's going to be, I've given this a lot of thought. I've gone back and forth about it. I mean, we got a little taste of this match, this past Thursday night on SmackDown, as part of the Miz TV segment. One of the better Miz TV segments we've seen in a while. A lot of those Miz TV segments before that were, can't be comedy, bull funky nonsense. But this particular Miz TV that we saw was one of the best we've seen in a while. And that was in large part because of Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. And smash mouth, physical, be a man fight. That's exactly what this is going to be. I mean, I don't think it's quite going to be a 5-star classic, but I do expect it to have Shakespearean drama nonetheless. I mean, I'm thinking we're going to get a 4 to 4.5 star fight here. This is going to be, and this is not the first time we've seen a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble. I mean, this is only the 4th time we've gotten one. 1999, we had Mankind, Mick Foley, defending the then WWF Championship against The Rock. They're not the greatest last man standing match of all time. Well, actually, no, that was an I Quit match. I beg your pardon. That was an I Quit match. 2004. That's what I was thinking. 2004 World Heavyweight Championship. It was Triple H against Shawn Michaels. That went to a no contest. Had there been a clean winner, I would have given that a 5-star classic. But 4.5 stars was my rating on that. To me, that's the greatest last man standing match I ever saw, bar none. And then, of course, the other one was in 2007, the WWE Championship. It was John Cena defending against the late, great Umaga, God rest his soul. And that was a fantastic last man standing match, too. 4.25 stars for that one. That was unbelievable. I watched that back about a week or so ago. Man, I got goosebumps watching that thing. Oof. I had goosebumps that night on the night of that Rumble, and I had goosebumps watching it back. I mean, that thing was awesome. There's no reason why this can't be awesome, too. And then, of course, the other one was 2013, the World Heavyweight Championship, Alberto Del Rio against The Big Show. And that was a very good one, too. That was about 3.5 to 4 on that. So, to me, I think this could go down. I mean, to me, when it comes to those last man standing matches at the Royal Rumble, the Triple H and Shawn Michaels one was the best one. This one could give that a run for its money because of the body of work of these two guys. We've seen the physicality, we've seen the smash mouth, we've seen the be a man fights that these guys have had, over the last few weeks, including that debut SmackDown. I mean, that thing was crazy as you know what, and it's another gut Hart situation. Hart's telling me Kevin Owens successfully defends, or Kevin Owens wins the title. My gut's telling me Ambrose will successfully defend the title. So this, to me, this is as tough as it gets. I mean, but again, when in doubt, go with the consensus. And the preview article that I've read, the consensus went with Dean Ambrose to successfully defend the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I mean, would I be surprised if Kevin Owens won the title here, regained the title here? No, I wouldn't. But at the end of the day, though, like I said, when in doubt, go with the consensus. So I am going with Dean Ambrose to successfully defend the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship in what I think will be a 4 to 4.5 star fight. Second best fight of the night, best fight of the undercard. And like I said, it could go down, if all goes well, it could go down as one of the greatest, and I do mean one of the greatest, last man standing matches in the history of WWE, and especially at the Royal Rumble event, this being only the 4th one. So that's how I feel about it. Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, last man standing match, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. You know it's going to be a be-a-man fight. You know there's going to be Shakespearean drama. So what do you say? Do you have Ambrose successfully defending, or do you have Kevin Owens regaining the title? Fletcher, I believe, has Kevin Owens regaining. Am I right?
That's correct. Yeah, Michael Fletcher.
All right, so your thoughts, John.
Yeah, he has Kevin Owens regaining the the Intercontinental title. I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a man fight, no doubt about it. And it's gonna be Smash Mouth, and don't be surprised if we see some weapons being used in this match. Mean, I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be one of the top fights of the night because of their body of work, and I mean, it's been back and forth between these two, where one man has been trying to one up the other. So basically, now who do I think is gonna win? I think, to me, I'm gonna have to go with I say Dean Ambrose. I think is going to retain the Intercontinental Championship. So, I mean, would I be surprised if Kevin Owens wins this? No, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, I got Dean Ambrose regaining the Intercontinental Championship. So Florio, let's move on to our next match.
Oh boy, Michael Bullock, you have the unenviable task of having to lead off on the match we've all been waiting for, the biggest one of them all, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. From 1993 through last year of 2015, the winner of the Royal Rumble match earned a main event world championship match at WrestleMania. Whether it was for the old WWF championship, the undisputed WWF championship, the WWE championship, World Heavyweight Championship, it was a main event World Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania to the winner of the Royal Rumble from 93 to 2015. Not this year. Oh, no. Whoever wins this year's Royal Rumble walks out of Orlando, Florida, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, because Roman Reigns will be defending the title against 29 other men in this Royal Rumble match. And on top of that, Roman Reigns will be the number one entrant into the Royal Rumble match. That was determined last Monday night on Raw, a segment with Vince and Stephanie McMahon. Bullock was actually surprised by it. I wasn't, because I was expecting that all along. But nonetheless, according to the Wikipedia page, the following men are in the Royal Rumble match: The Big Show, Curtis Axel, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Stardust, and the two winners of the kickoff match. There are other names. We'll see who the other names are. We'll see if there's any surprise entrants. So, with all that said, well, of course, you know the rules of the Royal Rumble match. The two men who drew numbers 1 and 2 will come out and start the match. And in timed intervals of either 90 seconds or 2 minutes, another superstar will come out and enter the Rumble match based on the number he drew. The last man standing in the ring after all 30 have entered will be declared the winner and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Remember, elimination occurs when a superstar is thrown over the top rope and both feet must hit the floor. Both feet must hit the floor. So there you go. I just had a little Howard Finkel moment there, if you will. So with all that said, you all know it by now. Michael Bullock, I wanted to give you as much time to think about this as possible. Time's up. Who do you have winning the 2016 Royal Rumble match, and who do you have leaving Orlando, Florida as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Is Roman retaining, or are we going to see a new champion crowned?
Man, this is tough. I mean, only two excuse me, only 2 times in the history of the Royal Rumble that a superstar has won from the #1 spot. Shawn Michaels back in 1995 and Chris Benoit back in 2004. Um, so yeah, I mean, chances of you winning the Royal Rumble from the #1 spot, it's not looking good. And I'll tell you what, I don't see Roman Reigns winning this one because remember, he won the Royal Rumble match last year. I don't see him winning it again. Of course, you got the Beast Incarnate in there, Brock Lesnar. Who knows? Maybe he could win it. And you got a whole lot of other superstars in there. Big Show, Chris Jericho, and the winners of that kickoff match. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And who knows? Maybe we could get some surprise entrants. Like maybe Hacksaw Jim Duggan, or if there's a possibility, The Undertaker, maybe. But we're just gonna have to wait and find out. And if Kofi's in there, wonder if he'll have another one of those highlight moments during the Royal Rumble match. It's very possible, but we'll wait and see. Now, who do I have winning this one? I know I'm gonna probably shock some people, but I actually have Bray Wyatt winning the Royal Rumble match and becoming the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Why do I think it's going to happen? Because of what because of what what Bray Wyatt did this week with taking out Brock Lesnar, and then of course Roman Reigns as well, with a little assist from the Wyatt family. And I think that's probably the reason why he's going to win it, because of the Wyatt family. They're probably going to help him win the Royal Rumble match. So, and here's one of my bold predictions for this. I think we will see The Undertaker in the Royal Rumble match as a surprise entrance. So, either way, Bray Wyatt wins, becomes the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So, Florio, the floor is yours.
Wow. You're not the only one who feels Bray Wyatt's going to win the Royal Rumble. But Michael Fletcher also has Bray Wyatt winning the Royal Rumble and becoming the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I even questioned him about that after we wrapped up Strictly Sports last night. But he just feels that they're pushing Bray Wyatt right now. So with that being said, to me, I think this is going to be the fight of the night. I think this has potential to be a 4.5, maybe even a 5-star classic Royal Rumble. Not many Royal Rumbles have been 5-star classics, but I can tell you that there have been a few Royal Rumbles that have been 5-star classics. I mean, 1992, when the title was vacant and Ric Flair won that was a 5-star classic Rumble. I could even give you 1994 with that epic finish with Bret Hart and Lex Luger. I mean, I could even give you 2001. That was a 5-star Rumble. Stone Cold Steve Austin winning that one. I mean, 2004, that was another 5-star Rumble, the one that Chris Benoit won from the #1 position. 2005, because of what happened with Batista and John Cena at the end. Of course, 2006, that was a 5-star Rumble because of Rey Mysterio. Because of what Rey Mysterio did in that Rumble. Longest appearance in a Rumble match, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 12 seconds. 2007, that was a 5-star Rumble. Mainly because of what happened at the end with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. 2008, I even consider that one a 5-star Rumble because of the fact of what happened with John Cena. When John Cena came out and shocked the world. When he came back as number 30, he was supposed to be gone for 10 to 12 months, and he ended up being back after just 3. I mean, and then even 2013, I mean, that was even a 5. We said that was a 5-star Rumble. And that was because of Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler. So the last 2 years have really left a bad taste in our mouths when it comes to Royal Rumble matches. I just watched back Royal Rumble 2014 earlier this afternoon. I was going to do it last night, but I fell asleep. I was tired. But I actually watched back 2014 at the 2014 Rumble match earlier today, and as great as that Pittsburgh crowd was, I mean, they crapped all over that finish, mainly because of Bautista winning, and that was the night Bautista was born. Everybody remembers that, because they all wanted, and there was one reason for that, and that was because of Daniel Bryan. They wanted Daniel Bryan not only to be in the Rumble match, they wanted Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble match. And honestly, I was one of them, and I know Bullock was too. Same thing with last year in Philadelphia. I mean, the last 2 Rumble matches, I can honestly say, were 2 of the worst Rumble matches. I mean, yes, we got to see Daniel Bryan in the Rumble match last year, but he was gone in a flash. And once Daniel Bryan got eliminated, that sucked the life out of that crowd in Philadelphia. And then they ended up being the typical rowdy Philadelphia sports fans that we all know and love. They pissed all over that Rumble match the minute Daniel Bryan was eliminated by Bray Wyatt. So I got a feeling this Royal
Rumble,
Rumble,
they didn't give 2 craps about the rest of that Royal Rumble.
I know, and you could say that was one of the reasons why last year's Rumble match was just as bad as 2014's. I mean, the last 2 Rumble matches, like I said, have left a really, really bad taste in our mouths. But I got a feeling this year we're finally going to get that bad taste out of our mouths, and I think we're going to get that epic Shakespearean drama-laden Royal Rumble match that we've been craving the last couple of years. So yes, I got a good feeling about this Rumble match. We all know Roman Reigns is going to be number 1. That we know. A lot of people say they want to see Brock Lesnar come in at number 2. Could you imagine if Reigns and Lesnar were 1 and 2? That would be the most, I mean, it would go down as one of the most epic 1 and 2 moments. I mean, right up there with Demolition when they entered 1 and 2 in '89, or Ric Flair and Bob Backlund in '93, 2 former great champions. I mean, Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog in '95. And of course, 2 of the most epic, of course, the most epic 1-2 I can remember was 2008 when The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels started. Who will ever forget that in the Garden? And then, of course, with Jericho and Ziggler in 2013. Or CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in 2011. How about Punk and Bryan? I mean, the 2 biggest IWC guys in the world. Those fans in Boston got a treat that night as part of the largest Rumble match of all time, 40 men. And then, of course, Jericho and Ziggler in 2013, and Punk and Rollins in 2014. So, surprise entrance? I could see a few good surprise entrants. I mean, I did throw. I mean, Bullock. Bullock and I. We've been back and forth about the Rumble match. Especially during our afternoon drives. I mean, we've talked about this. Almost during all of them, and Bullock kept asking me, who do you see coming in as surprise entrants? Well, I threw out the name of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, nostalgia act. I mean, some other legends, you never know, some other legends could end up showing up. We don't know which legends, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get another legend or 2 in there. I mean, but there's one name floating around the internet right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this guy in the Royal Rumble match. And personally, I hope to see this guy because I want to. There's this one guy I want to see. Why? Because I want Michael Bullock to see just how great this young man really is. I'm talking about the phenomenal AJ Styles. You heard it here first. I think AJ Styles will be in the Royal Rumble match. I really do. And if he is, Bullock, you are in for a treat, my man, because AJ Styles was the heart and soul of TNA Impact Wrestling. He literally was. I mean, he was with them the day that the company was born in 2002, up until he left a couple of years ago. AJ Styles is, in my honest opinion, one of the 5 greatest wrestlers in the history of TNA Impact Wrestling. He won every championship there is, and he put on several 5-star classic matches. And he's been wowing fans in Japan as part of the New Japan initiative, the New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's also part of the infamous Bullet Club stable which Derek Ferrera, of course, we all know how much Derek Ferrera loves the Bullet Club. I could also say the same thing about Michael Fletcher. He's also a big Bullet Club mark. But the point is, if the phenomenal AJ Styles is in this Rumble match, I will mark the you-know-what out. And like I said, if he's in that match, Bullock, take notes, because you will love just how good AJ Styles truly is. You've seen Samoa Joe in NXT. I mean, and speaking of NXT, they just signed Austin Aries, for goodness sakes, another mainstay of TNA. I hope he's in the Rumble match. And if he's in the Royal Rumble match, you're in for an even bigger treat, Bullet, because Austin Aries is just as good as AJ Styles is. Another cornerstone of TNA Impact Wrestling. Also won every championship there was, even the heavyweight championship. And he did it in epic fashion. I'll never forget that match. It was a damn near 5-star classic when he won it. But nonetheless, I do see AJ Styles in the match. I'm not sure about Austin Aries, but I would love to see Aries in it. But I'm definitely certain about AJ Styles. I think he will definitely be in that Rumble match. I even read a dirt sheet just a little bit ago before we started here tonight. You remember Josh, the guy who won Tough Enough, the male winner of Tough Enough, the last Tough Enough, the Yeti guy? There's a rumor floating around that he could be in the Royal Rumble match. I think that would be a nice gesture, considering he won Tough Enough. I think he's had enough seasoning. I think he deserves a shot at the Rumble match. Why not? Let me see. I expect at least a couple of legends to be in there. I'm also expecting, there are some other entrants that haven't been announced yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the New Day in the Rumble match. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, the League of Nations. I mean, the field that I have announced, I think that was only like half or a little more than half. But nonetheless, I think it could go down as one of the best Royal Rumble matches we've seen in a while. And I have the count from Wikipedia right here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Not even half the field. It was 14. I only see 14 listed here. 14 confirmed Royal Rumble match participants. So we can definitely get some legends in there. We can definitely get AJ Styles in there. We can definitely get Josh from Tough Enough in there. And maybe some other surprises. You never know. But I do agree with you guys. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to walk out the champ. I mean, there is a small part of me that thinks he will. I mean, he's one of my top choices to win the Rumble match. Another top choice is Brock Lesnar. Another former Rumble winner himself, 2003. He won it from the number 29 position. Last eliminating The Undertaker to win that Rumble. Bullock, I know Bullock remembers that. So, Bray Wyatt, he's one of my choices, but I just don't see him winning the Rumble match. I mean, it would be a great story. I mean, I would love to see Bray Wyatt win the Rumble match. I mean, can you imagine the Wyatt family with the World Heavyweight Championship? Wow. How tough would Bray Wyatt? I mean, Bray Wyatt would hold that thing for quite a while, especially when you got Strowman, Harper, and Rowan watching your back. I mean, Jericho's another choice. I mean, he's never won a Rumble match. I mean, 2012, he almost did. He was the runner-up to Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus is another choice to win. We can't forget about Alberto Del Rio, who won the largest Royal Rumble match in history, the 40-man Rumble match in 2011. But there are two guys, and there are two men in particular. Before I get into that, I agree with you, Bullock. I wouldn't be surprised if we even see The Undertaker, considering the phenomenal physical condition he's in despite being 50 years old and still doing things at a high level. We saw, and there was a reason why we voted him as the comeback superstar of the year last year, as part of our awards show. So I got a good feeling about Taker. I think Taker will be in it. And not only that, I also think Kane will be in it. We can't forget about Kane. I think Kane's going to be in it too. But there are certain superstars that we know will not be in it. John Cena will not be in it. That would have added major star power to it. Then again, same can be said for Randy Orton. I don't think we're going to see the Viper either. We definitely won't be seeing Seth Rollins, especially after he jacked up his knee in November. Those are the only names I know for sure. There was one other name that I thought we could add to that list, but with all the dirt sheets that have come out about this guy recently, don't be surprised if we see our idol, the man who inspired us to form the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, Mr. Yes Man himself, Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan's going to be in the Royal Rumble match because he was cleared by some doctors by a doctor or two from UCLA. They cleared him, and he met with the main doctor in the WWE, Dr. Joseph Maroon. Well, Maroon is the major specialist in Pittsburgh. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Bryan ends up being in the Rumble match too. But who do I have winning it? I'll be honest with you. Who do I want to see win the Rumble match? No contest, Daniel Bryan. Could you imagine? Oh, look, imagine this. Imagine if our man, our yes man, our number one man, Daniel Bryan, comes back after being gone for so long, after everything he's been through in the last year and a half, ever since, winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30 and the Miracle on Bourbon Street. He only holds it for about 2 months or so, and then he ends up getting severely injured. He ends up being out pretty much the end of 2014, comes back at last year's Rumble match, main events Fastlane with Roman Reigns for a chance to be in the main event of WrestleMania. He comes up short. Roman wins that. He wins the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship in that wild and crazy ladder match at WrestleMania 31. And then he relapsed the injury, shortly after, about a month after, in a match with Sheamus. So, and then he's been out since, except for a couple here and there appearances. But could you imagine if Daniel Bryan comes back, does actually come back in the Rumble match and wins it and wins the title? Do you know how nuts not only that crowd in Orlando will go, but do you know how nuts the internet's going to go? If Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble match and wins the title, the internet will literally break. You heard it here first. The internet will break like it's never broken before. Social media will be a buzz. But I got a feeling social media is going to be a buzz no matter who wins tomorrow night. But at the end of the day, I want Daniel Bryan to win. I really do. I want to see him in it, and I want to see him win it. But let's be realistic here, friends. There's only one man who I think who's going to win this Royal Rumble match. It's not Bray Wyatt. That would be a great story too. My winner of the 2016 Royal Rumble match and the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I hate to say it, but the man who won the 2002 Royal Rumble, that being the King of Kings himself, the Game, Triple H. I think Triple H is going to enter at number 30, and I think Triple H is going to walk out of the Royal Rumble the new, once again, WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I hope it. I honestly kind of don't want to see that happen, but I got a bad feeling Authority shenanigans could rule this Rumble match. So Triple H wins it. Royal Rumble's going to be the fight of the night, hands down. You know that. So with all that said, our thoughts, how do we feel about the Royal Rumble going into it? I'll give that a whirl. As far as I'm concerned, I got very high hopes for this Rumble event. I mean, the consensus has high hopes for the Royal Rumble event. I mean, I think it could be an 8 out of 10 at the absolute best, maybe even a 9 out of 10. I got it between 8 and 9 out of 10 right now. I know that's a little high, but when you have a card as loaded and stacked as this in particular, with all these, every match is a championship match, first of all. you got the most anticipated Rumble match in nearly 25 years because the title's on the line. You got Ambrose and Owens, last man standing. That sells itself right there. Del Rio and Kalisto have, like I said, put on some damn good matches as of late. Don't be surprised if they add another one to the two that they previously had. The Divas title match could be one of the best Divas title matches we've seen in a while. And the tag team titles, I even got a good feeling about that too. I'm not going to say it's a perfect 10. I mean, 2013 we almost gave it a perfect 10. We gave that a 9.5 out of 10. But I'm leaning more between 8 to 9 out of 10 for this particular Royal Rumble match. If everything delivers, if everything's booked correctly, and they don't shove, the Royal Rumble match BS that they've shoved down our throats the last 2 years. The last 2 years, of course, maybe the two worst Royal Rumble matches ever. I think this Royal Rumble match is gonna erase the memories of those two. So we'll see what happens. But between 8 and 9 out of 10 is my projection. So Bullock, I ask you, your projection. I think it's between 8 and 9 out of 10 myself. I don't know if is that too high for you? Is that too low for you, or is that just right? Bullock, your overall thoughts going into this Rumble event tomorrow night? Bullock? Unmute your mic there, Bullock. Oh boy, I think we may have. I don't know if we might have lost Michael Bullock. I hope we didn't, but I think we might have. So, yeah. But nonetheless, but yeah. Like I said, nonetheless, I got a very good feeling about this particular Royal Rumble event, and yeah, it should be, like I said, it should be a very good Royal Rumble match, and like I said, I got a very good feeling about it, and the last couple of Rumble matches have left a really bad taste in our mouth. And yeah, so wow, okay. Just had to check that out for a moment. But nonetheless, should be one of the best Rumble events of all time. And so we'll see what happens. So tomorrow night in Orlando, Florida. The Royal Rumble event should be a great Royal Rumble event. Orlando, Florida, Amway Center should be great. I wish I knew what happened to Bullock. I don't know what happened to Bullock. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. So I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in to this 2016 Royal Rumble preview edition of the Wrestling Forum. We hope you all enjoyed it. Please comment below with your thoughts on who you think will win the Rumble match and who do you think will be walking out as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, or if you have Roman retaining. Of course, next time we're with you, of course, will be a little less than 24 hours from now. Tomorrow night, 11 p.m., following the Royal Rumble event. Join myself, Bullock, and Michael Fletcher on Fletcher's channel, Braves Fan 95, as we will have a complete recap of the Royal Rumble event. And then we'll be back. We'll be back here on right here on my channel, the Tone 25, Monday night for the Wrestling Forum, as we will break down Monday Night Raw as we start out all the fallout from the Royal Rumble, start the road to Fastlane, and really start the road to WrestleMania. And then Friday night, strictly sports. No docket yet, but I'm sure Derek will have the docket up and ready to go come Monday night, I'm sure. The only thing I do know is NHL Power Rankings. I'm not sure what else is on the docket, but I'm sure Derek will have something ready for us. So there you go. So that'll do it for this. So until tomorrow night on Fletcher's Braves Fan 95 channel for our Royal Rumble recap edition of the forum, you've been watching the 2016 WWE Royal Rumble preview edition of the Wrestling Forum right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Stay safe in this snow, and enjoy tomorrow, because it's a big day tomorrow. AFC and NFC championship games and the Royal Rumble. Talk about a Super Sunday indeed. So with all that, until tomorrow night, bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. And for now, it's ridiculously over Anthony Florio, for the Phenom Michael Bullock and his spirit, the Hardcore Pipe, I'm Derek Ferreira, and the Cerebral Pipe, I'm Michael Fletcher. For now, so long.